Hello, you all lovely souls out there. Hope you're keeping well in these very troubled times. As we all know, this is year 2020 and we are going through a pandemic called coronavirus. Unfortunately, it's one of those viruses which is creating a lot of panic. It's People are suffering a lot. The whole world is, some of the countries are in lockdown situations. People movements are have restricted and there is not much happening around the world. People are not happy, people are scared, and people are panicking. I also want to talk about this issue today, this going pandemic today, because one of my followers on YouTube asked me a very specific question, and that particular member asked me that if we have attracted coronavirus and manifested this coronavirus into our lives as human beings. So I'm going to talk about this from a couple of point of views. So first of all, it'll be scientific and economic point of view, and secondly, I would like to explain this more in detail through spiritual side as well. So, from an economic or scientific way point of view, we had a gentleman pass in 1798 called Thomas Malthus. He was an economist, and in his theory, Malthusian theory, he did explain, and these are his exact words, that natural forces would correct imbalance between food supply and population growth in the forms of natural disasters, floods, and earthquakes, and will also correct the imbalance through human made actions like wars, famines, etc. So, as we all know, my dear souls, that we definitely had a bit of imbalance around the world. We had an imbalance of food, we had an imbalance on population, we had the imbalance on equality, we had the imbalance between human communities, and also the bigger pollution. It was getting, the world was getting way out of control from all these imbalances. So in my view, answering the question that if we have manifested coronavirus, so I think in a way yes, we have sort of unintentionally or manifested or not, um, brought this pandemic on us, because we didn't look after ourselves, we didn't look after our countries, we didn't look after our human beings, we didn't look after other species. We just were too we just were too worried about how to get profits, how to get further ahead in the world, and not worrying about all these other things which I mentioned. So also from the spiritual point of view, my dear souls, um, we have to accept that God, universe, higher being is working on something bigger to correct the imbalances which I talked about earlier. So we have to accept them. It's just like we have to accept the death. For example, if we die, we don't have any control on it. When we die, we don't know where do we go, or what the circle of life is, and how it's all working. So, my dear friends, it's just part of nature which is working on a bigger scale. Unfortunately, it is painful. Unfortunately, people are dying. Unfortunately, there are some very troubled times. No doubt about that. But also there are some advantages as well. For example, one of the advantages on if you look on the satellite pictures of Wuhan, China, the pollution quality, the quality of the air is improved significantly. The pollution levels in Italy has gone amazing. They've gone down. The water in Venice, as we all know, it used to stink because there's so many people out there, and so many thousands, about thousands of tourists used to visit every day. And now that's not happening. The water is getting cleaner, and even the fish is returning to the waters of Venice. So there's definitely, and also from the family's point of view, from the community point of view, if you look on, the community is now getting together. People are more talking to each other. For example, looking after their neighbors a lot more. Children are not going to school. People are working more from home. there's less pollution in the air, there are less cars out on the roads. So in a way, in whatever way, it's somehow correcting itself. God, universe, higher powers are correcting it. Unfortunately, we as a humans, we are looking on a micro level. But if you look from the universal point of view, we were going definitely towards a disaster, which hopefully it will be all balanced very very soon. So my dear souls, please look after each other. Please look after your neighbors. Please do think about other people when you are panic buying. Do not panic buy a lot of toilet rolls. Also think about other people and listen to your governments. Please listen to your governments, to what they're saying, what they're saying, if how to uh, listen to your doctors. Wash your hands, be clean, wash your hands when you go out, wash your hands when you come back in the house, and look after each other. This will pass. It's just a law of nature, and it's just correcting. The nature is correcting itself. So my dear friends, please don't lose hope. It will pass. It will pass. My name is Salman. My name and I'm a life coach. I help people with anxiety, stress, depression. I'm also a miracle mentor. Please do like this video, subscribe this video, and forward this video, and it might help somebody who is trying to make some sense out of this, that why we have attracted and why have God brought all this upon us, why we are suffering so much. So it's just a law of nature, my dear souls. Love you all. Bye bye.